All right, we're back. Well, hopefully people are able to find us again. Welcome back, guys. I
It's a
apologize.
scavenger hunt this night.
It's a flash scavenger hunt to see if you guys can keep up with our live
Gotta catch us in a
streams.
flash.
So we're gonna give it a couple of minutes here for people to hop on board. But we're talking about the Flash, season 5, episode 5, and I think YouTube is really trying to kill our mojo tonight. We had a good thing going. We had quite a few people on the live feed tonight. Remember, we will be back in the lounge to watch the Flash with you. There we go. We got people joining us now. It looks like. Thank you guys for finding us again. Like I said, YouTube has not been kind to us tonight. In the fact that YouTube just keeps kicking us off for some reason. We got plenty of internet around these here parts. Everybody's got plenty, but for some reason YouTube is not wanting to be nice, and they keep kicking us off. But so we watched The Flash live with you guys tonight, and that was pretty cool. Thanks for asking us to do that with you guys. And let us know as you come on to the channel tonight so that we can finish up our review of The Flash. We're going to try one more time. If for some reason we get kicked off this time, we're just going to call it a night because we've tried now so many times and over the last hour here to get this going, but it looks like some people are finally joining up. So let's see, where were we? We talked about the villain.
Yep.
We talked about Cecile and just
Nora and Iris bonding and getting you in the feels.
yeah, it was just a really good episode, wasn't
and
it?
I love Tom Cavanaugh, just the different people that he plays, and I'm playing Sherlock, and he's got the accent.
I know Tom
it's so-
Cavanaugh.
Baby giraffe.
He's the baby giraffe. Tom Cavanaugh is a great actor.
And it's showing
Yeah.
his acting chops by playing these different Welleses.
Every
I know that's
season.
not a word, but
Wells is
Wells plural.
the
Plethora of Wells.
plethora of Wells. But yeah, I mean, he has really proven himself to be a great actor.
And
yeah.
director because he's directing the 100th episode.
There you go. So hopefully, as we're on here for the next couple of minutes, some more people see that we're on. I know we got a couple of people watching right now, so I don't know who's on. Is that you, Isaac?
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Well, guys, like I said, tonight's episode of The Flash was just a really good episode. It was a strong episode.
Yes.
I really am looking forward to see where they go from here with Nora and Iris. But as I was getting ready to say right before we got cut off on the other live stream, is the problem is that now that we have gotten some peace now with Nora and Iris,
Is it going to stay that way?
you know what's going to happen. Something's going to happen. Something's going to blow up. Something's going to give. Iris is going to get hurt. Nora's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to get hurt. Some drama is going to happen. And,
There it goes.
there it goes. It's gonna be just like on Keenan and Kel. There it goes.
Maybe she needs to like orange soda.
But no, obviously Joe, we're not in this episode tonight.
Yeah.
Just because the actor who plays Joe is he's had some major back issues.
Aw.
Yeah, he's had some major back issues lately, and so he has taken a sabbatical from the show.
But I think that Cecile did a good job in picking up the slack and
Yeah.
telling the stories as much as...
Yeah.
So it makes you feel like, well, they must be talking a lot about their lives and stuff together if she knows the stories that well to tell.
You can kind of tell, though, that role was written for Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also
You know?
think it shows that their marriage is strong, that they're bonding if she knows the stories that Joe's been telling them, or maybe kind of like how your grandma tells stories and we already know them. It's kind of
Yeah.
like her thing. Like, I know what I'll do. I'm going to be the mom here and not be Joe, and I'm going to flip the script, and I'm going to say, she thinks that I'm saying it's about Barry, but it's actually about Iris.
Yeah. So, but you could tell that a little bit that
She put her spin on it.
that part was written for Joe to be able to explain that to to Nora. But
Yeah.
but I didn't think that took away from
I
it.
don't know if
No.
Joe would have flipped it like that though. I thought it was kind of cool to see that Cecile took it and was like, "No, I'm part of this family now. I'm gonna switch this up and I'm gonna make you like your mom."
You will like your mom and like it.
It was her way to kind of help salvage the relationship.
Yeah. And I'm glad for that because just like a couple seasons
And you
ago.
liked her laying the smackdown.
Oh, well, yeah, because just like a couple seasons ago where we had Cisco, where he had the attitude problem where he was mad at Barry, and they kind of played that out a little bit too long.
Brother though, I kind of got it.
Yeah,
a little
hey
bit,
Caleb,
but-
hey Caleb, thanks for finding us again. This is actually, I don't know if you caught the last live stream where we were talking about the Flash episode tonight. YouTube doesn't like us tonight for some reason. I was actually getting a little concerned because as soon as we got off the air, we actually came back about 5-10 minutes later, and YouTube wouldn't let us back on. It just kept saying that we were not able to get back on and connect. And so I have been doing everything I can to try to get reconnected. It's not our internet because we all have internet around here. We all have plenty of
Maybe
Wi-Fi.
it's a YouTube thing.
Yeah, so I really think it's a YouTube thing possibly tonight with just them not wanting to connect. And then we got connected, and then Landon Calrissian, my other son, who is not here tonight, he called and broke the connection
And it
because I'm doing this on my
kicked us
phone
off.
right now, and it totally kicked us out, and then we were not able to get back on again. And so we are back once again, and we got 3 people, like I was saying. If for some reason we get cut off this time, we're just going to call it a night.
See
But
ya later on.
yeah, but we've just been talking about how much we really enjoyed this episode tonight. It was just a
A
really
little
good
bit
episode.
of everything.
Yeah. There really was a little bit of everything. There was a good villain.
Yep.
There was a good storyline between the characters. There was character development.
Building.
There was building towards other stories with Caitlin and her dad.
And
And,
Caitlin and Cisco tonight.
yeah, and Caitlin and Cisco
And
bonding.
Cisco vibing when he was hurting because he wanted to help his friend.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it really was. I mean, you had Nora connecting with Cecile.
Well, Cecile, but then also fighting with Iris in the beginning too, because she's
Yeah.
like, "Mom, you drive me crazy," and like blowing up in the beginning. So it was like, "Oh."
So there was like all this emotion going on, and then, but at the same time, you'd never felt like it was just. That was the one problem that I had with Cisco a couple of years ago when they had that fight thing between him and Barry.
Yep.
Was that felt artificial?
Yeah, it felt like awkward.
Yeah, it didn't feel right. This episode, the tension was right. They got the tension right. I really felt like, yeah, I believed that the tension between Nora and Iris. Okay, Caleb, so y'all see the leaked photo from Elseworlds set. It leaked a while ago. It got taken down. Let's see. Oops, it went away for a second. Hold on, let me pull this up.
I didn't see that.
But got taken down from a bunch of threats from WB. Apparently, it's a Superman Lois scene, and Lois is pregnant.
Maybe that's why the dress is flowy.
Whoa, Caleb, I have not seen that. But now I got to find it because I need to see that. But again,
I will look at that.
you need to take that with a grain of salt, though, because also pretty much we already know that this is an Elseworlds episode, right?
Yep.
So anything goes.
So anything could happen, and we've already seen also pictures. I mean, because we got pictures of Black Suit Superman, and we thought, oh yeah, Black Suit Superman, finally, yeah. And then we get these pictures where it shows regular Superman in the same scene with Black Suit Superman. So obviously that's not
Might be fighting each other.
Superman proper. It could be it's a Superman from a different Earth or a different dimension or whatever. It's the one of her holding Monitor's hammer. See, I have not seen that one either. I know Monitor's in it, but I did
Could you
not.
put that picture in the comments for us?
Yeah, can you go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Poindexter Lounge, and post that there? Because
Yes.
that's something we need to see. That's what we need you all to see things that we don't see. And then we can talk about those things. So, or you can go to Twitter if you're on Twitter and just find Poindexter Lounge with just an X in the middle, no EX. But yeah, post that picture for us, man, because I would love to see that. But again, I think that shows. I mean, because we're also getting John Wesley Shipp Flash, and this Barry is Arrow, and Oliver is the
Barry.
Flash. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Lois Lane pregnant in this. sure, why not? I also heard a rumor that because of the white flowing dress, that it could be that Lois and Clark get married in the crossover event, because in other crossover events there was a wedding. So says no. I think it's been confirmed that Black Suit Superman is the show's version of Superman Prime, Superboy Prime, all grown up.
Yeah.
I have not heard that confirmation, but your ideas intrigue me.
Yeah.
And I think I want to subscribe to your newsletter. That
That makes sense whether we see two people that look like it would be Superman.
yeah, that would be that would be tasty. I like the thought of that. You know, it's funny. Growing up, I bought a copy of I bought a Superman comic book growing up just because I liked the cover, because it showed Superboy and Superman on the cover at the same time. And I'll never forget it because it had a picture of Superman and they were in space, and then it says, and suddenly Superboy. Turns out that's a classic comic now, because then they did the whole Superboy Prime thing, and that was what introduced Superboy Prime. Here I bought this comic book as a kid, not knowing that one day it would blow up to be this like really important introduction comic for one, and I just bought it at the newsstand, you know. But that is an interesting that's an interesting thought there,
Yeah.
Caleb, about him being Superboy Prime, basically their prime Superman. I noticed we have some people. Thank you guys so much for finding us tonight. Again, our apologies. YouTube just doesn't like us. It's not on our end. We have plenty of internet connection and everything, and YouTube has just been spitting us out and yeah, beating us up, taking names, man. I'll tell you what, kicking our butt, taking names tonight. So as soon as we got done with our live broadcast, thank you to those of you who joined us for our live watching of The Flash tonight. This was our first time doing that. How did you guys like that? Did you dig watching The Flash with us tonight? We had a good time. Did you like that, Tiff?
It was fun.
Yeah. What about you, Isaac?
I thought it was a cool new thing to try.
Yeah, it was just something fun to do, to hang out with our friends. Those of you who are out there who watch the channel, we appreciate each and every one of you, like we always say, and we mean it. And so it was really cool to watch The Flash with you guys tonight.
We got to see the dog trying to steal my food.
Yep, the people were commenting about the dog being hungry. He gets plenty of food,
He
trust
does,
me.
a
He
lot.
just he's got a begging problem that we have to solve. Okay, Caleb's back. Oh, and y'all mentioned the Batwoman show. I think that was debunked by the CW. Batwoman, unfortunately, is not getting a show. Hold on a second. Yet, at least, there are rumors of a pilot order, but that's it. Actually, Caleb, when I was out at WB, I was out at Warner Brothers this last summer. Yes, Colin. What's up, Colin? Yes, there are 10 watching. Who watches? The Watchmen. Watching the 10 watching. Us watch them.
Okay, so when you were in Warner Brothers.
So when I was at Warner Brothers this year, that story broke, and there were a lot of people actually around the lot there on Warner Brothers talking about Batwoman, and the fact that the Elseworlds crossover is actually working as a backdoor pilot for Batwoman. Yes, the actual series has not been picked up yet proper. But as long as everything goes well and everything kind of points to, I mean, unless they just write the character really poorly, that the WB is very much so in the business of wanting a Batwoman series. So that is definitely something that they want to do. You know, hopefully that goes through and we get a Batwoman series because they don't want to bring Batman in as Batman proper. They want to kind of do it to be able to bring Gotham and some of those characters in via Batwoman. And so we hear a lot about Batman.
A lot on the shows.
A lot on the shows, especially Arrow. You know, referencing Bruce Wayne and Wayne Enterprises and things like that. And so
Even season 1 of The Flash with the newspaper. It
Yeah.
says Queen consolidated and
It's even
Wayne
mentioned
Tech
in Titans.
merger completed.
yeah, and so so I'm wondering. And I had heard that there's some contract problems right now, but those should clear up by summer filming for fall 2019. I don't know. What's up, moms, presidents? Welcome to all of you guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight as we recap The Flash and talk about all things nerd. It is Tuesday night Flash night, and that can only mean one thing. That means we are talking about the Flash and all things nerd. And so earlier we had somebody ask us if we like Titans, and I hope that you were able to find us over here. This is the third time we've tried to do this video now, and YouTube has kicked us out. So, but yes, we are watching Titans, and I am more than willing to take conversation about that as well. For Batwoman, Ruby Rose apparently is still contracted for John Wick 3, so that might cause an issue. Oh. You know, Caleb, you are full of some great information tonight. I like you, man. Wow, I had not heard that. I had not heard that there were issues. I know she's fully on board she wants to play Batwoman, so you know, hopefully she's able to make that work. That's one thing I hate. I hate that about contract negotiations and stuff like that where I know a few years ago we had the writer's strike and that just messed up so many good things, television shows and movies that were in production or headed to production, and we just didn't get to see. And so it's a shame when there's contract negotiation disputes or people can't make stuff work. You know, we actually have
CGI out mustaches.
We actually have a friend who we're friends with. We're going to have him on the show. He's a child actor, and he's going to be in a movie coming up next year called Traveler, and so his name is Braden Eaton, and he just had something similar happen to him where he is in this movie, but there's a girl who has the main lead role, and come to find out they were supposed to go back for some reshoots, and well, she got a couple other parts in the meantime that were some better commercial parts or whatever, and the management wanted more money, and so coming back for the reshoots they wanted more money, so now they're having to kind of write around that, and that's always a shame. Because you don't get to see exactly what the original idea was. Kind of goes back to what we were just talking about with the actor who plays Joe on The Flash. He's out right now with major back problems and has had to take a sabbatical from the show. And so like tonight you could see like that maybe the thing about Cecile played a little bit into that. Caleb says, yeah, I'm pretty sure Constantine was affected by that. Yes.
Yeah, because I'd only got one season.
Yeah.
And thus the cancellation. Fortunately, it wasn't as bad as the one from the mid-2000s, but we lost a bunch of great shows. Yeah,
but I love Constantine now this season on Legends too, so he's kind of coming back around.
Yeah,
which is nice.
And showing up every once in a while on Arrow.
And we're getting to see more of his background and more of his story being on Legends, which is cool.
There's a lot of great DC stuff going on right now, and I think that if DC can put that stuff together, build off of that, all around. I want to see the cinematic DC universe get on the ball and really do something positive. Obviously, we got Aquaman coming next month.
Yep.
So I'm really hoping that does well. Wonder Woman has been pushed back a full 6 months, and I don't know what that means. Arturo. What's up? Welcome back. Caleb, speaking of past shows, I know it's not an actor, but seeing the Kent farm again from Smallville and the crossover is going to be awesome.
I am really hoping that means that there's also a cameo for Tom Welling. That would be so stinking cool. Especially since it's canon now.
Oh, man, that would be so awesome.
Everything that happens in Elseworlds is going to be canon.
Do like the Sky High cameo like Linda Carter did. Be like, I'm not Wonder Woman, You could do something like that with Tom Welling. Just saying, throw it out there, Tom.
It is nice. It is nice to see. Sorry I missed a lot of videos, family issues. Hey, Arturo, we totally understand, man.
We've been having technical difficulties, and this is try number 3.
Tonight.
So we're right there with you tonight.
So, hey, you're in our thoughts and prayers then.
You can watch all or one of them.
That's right.
It's the dealer's choice tonight.
Tonight you can go back after we're done, and if we did not talk enough about the Flash in this episode right here, you can go back and watch the last one because that one will post, and we talked a lot about the Flash in that one until it all went downhill. Lucifer and Preacher talked about a crossover, but Preacher was deemed too dark by CW, and Lucifer is just staying afloat on Netflix. Yeah.
I heard about that last year.
Yeah,
well, that's like
Lucifer got saved though.
Yeah.
It's coming. That was funny.
But that's also one thing that they're playing around with these crossovers, because now with Sabrina being on Netflix, which Isaac and I are starting to watch, They actually mention it in, what is it, episode 2 or 3?
Yeah, episode 2.
They said, oh, you're going to school, and they go, oh, we're at Riverdale, and they were talking about possibly, if Sabrina does well, doing a Sabrina eventually down the road with Riverdale and trying to cross those over too. So it's kind of cool that they're trying to do that with a bunch of different shows and seeing which ones stick and which ones don't.
Yeah. So Arturo brought up a good point, and that is the comic book world lost
Yes.
a tremendous voice and advocate and inspirational person this week in the form of Stan Lee. And so it's sad that he's gone. He was 95 years old. He lived a nice long life.
Especially battling medical issues in the last couple of years alone.
For sure. And so we tip our hat to Stan Lee and say Excelsior. Exactly, Caleb. Marvel movies just aren't going to be the same without his cameos.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
sounds
and
like
I don't
Avengers
want to.
4 is his last cameo.
Is
Yeah.
it really?
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds like it.
Would it be too much for them to show some kind of flashback of him going poof?
Being dust in the wind
Yeah.
too soon.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's a sad time for comic books. I was really happy that I saw DC Comics paid tribute to Stan with a picture.
Even Jeff Johns did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as much as you can, we're diehard DC fans. Doesn't mean that we don't like Marvel stuff, and we loved Stan Lee. And I mean, Stan Lee actually came to our Comic-Con a couple of years back. We just didn't have the time and the money to see him.
He was way too
yeah.
expensive.
But it was also one of those things, though, that, like Isaac was saying, when his teacher stopped class and explained, by the way, Stan Lee just passed away, and mentioned it in his class, and everybody in his class was saying,
Me too.
that, except you two, that the comic world has taken a big blow today by him passing.
Yeah.
Across the entire board. So.
Yeah. They brought up a good point
Got
here.
a cool teacher, though, if she stopped your class to explain it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like
that is
comic books.
that is definitely a cool teacher. Caleb.
Chick.
Caleb said here, I'm going to start bawling when In Loving Memory of Stan Lee pops up in the Avengers 4 credits.
They're going to have to play it to the song I'll Remember You from Sarah McLachlan.
I will remember you. They should have like a picture in the post-credits screen saying "Remembrance of Comic Book Legend." Yeah.
They probably will.
Hurry,
They're definitely gonna do something. And
They have to.
movie
hurry
this
up!
year, next year.
Michael Wu says, "Hurry up! I want to watch. I can't watch." What are we talking about here? We've been talking about the Flash. If you're talking about us talking about the Flash, I'm not sure. But we'd love to talk about whatever you need us to talk about, so you can watch whatever you need to watch. We want to help you do that. So, yeah. So I just want to see DC get things together. I do have some concerns because there's been all this talk about, is Henry Cavill out? Is Henry Cavill still in as Superman? I who knows? But I just say this: it's going to be weird if they're putting out an Aquaman movie, a Wonder Woman movie, Shazam movie.
They wouldn't continue the universe.
It's like,
Yeah.
why are you continuing the universe? Then
If you're
just
getting rid of your
reboot
main
it
man.
if you're gonna get rid of Superman.
Or maybe that's when they would need a Flashpoint.
Yeah. Elseworlds trailer 2 came out. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at that probably when we get off of here. It was actually, there was one that played tonight during the Flash. I think that may be the one that you're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's number 2.
Is that number 2? Yeah, I couldn't remember if that was number 2 or 3. But yeah, one played tonight
It's
with
exciting to see the Elseworlds.
yeah, with Barry as
Oliver.
Oliver. Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? I want to see Marvel Studios to make a Stan Lee biopic.
That would be very cool.
That would be interesting because, a lot of people have said this. I mean, not everything was roses with Stan Lee. In the last few years, Stan Lee has definitely become a much loved and appreciated person. I almost said character, but a person. But I know in some of those early days of comic books, he was.
The last post
He's a
just said
tough
Nora
cookie.
is getting kind of annoying.
Yeah, Nora was getting kind of annoying, but you know what? So is Iris in this episode. Let's jump back to the Flash for a second. I was getting kind of annoyed at both of them, to be quite honest with you. I could see both of their sides. I mean, Nora's been getting on my nerves with this whole thing about have an issue with her mom, and Iris was getting on my last nerve.
Arturo said same.
Yeah, absolutely, Arturo. Just whining about this whole thing, and
but she's not also seeing it from the mom's point of view, and because if the future happened the way where it says that Barry was disappeared, that means that she is now without her husband and best friend, raising a daughter who now has powers that she's finding out. She's trying to figure all that out without him, so she's not seeing that single parent mom superhero-ish kind of thing either.
But she was kind of turning into that little kind of like that witchy attitude, like, you know what I mean, like with Nora too, you know.
I would too if my daughter came back from the future and was being all cranky with me and wouldn't even give me the time of day to talk about it. Be like, I'm not. Who hurt you? I don't know. I don't know what happened in the future. You can't blame me for what I haven't done yet.
Exactly.
Give me a chance to change it or fix it.
But I see both sides of it, right? And so, like, I've had that problem with Iris for a while. That Iris as a character, to me, has been kind of stagnant for a long time. Caleb says, I kind of like Drake Bell's suggestion. He played Spider-Man in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon of having Stan Lee be a permanent Marvel character. Oh, that's in the vein of Gordon or Jameson. Let's hold that thought for a second. Do you think Iris might erase Nora out of existence? If that happens, that'll be sad. Mm-hmm. That'd be very tragic.
Connected to her.
That would be very tragic to see happen.
After starting to see this build up.
It would be the ultimate, I brought you into this world, I could take you out.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know at this point, with Nora having stuck around as long as she has, how do you send Nora back?
She already knew that she could go back. She dampened the thing to be able to go back.
Make it look like she couldn't go back.
Barry was the one that wanted to kind of have that relationship with her and said.
I get that. But how do you send Nora back? Just like Arturo said, like you can't. Like I mean, like how do you send her back at this point? She's becoming so much of a part.
And she's getting to live that life.
Well, Arturo, the negative tachyon thing. I don't think that you've watched. Did you watch? Have you seen? Are you all caught up on the Flash? Because the negative. They explain the negative tachyon thing. Okay, so if you are caught up, then you would have seen the episode where they talk about that whole negative tachyon thing wasn't a thing.
She had put a dampener underneath her thing so it showed that she couldn't leave.
Yeah.
And then
there's Thomas Dang. Yes.
And then Barry wanted to kind of get this relationship with her and kind of liked it, so he was like, fine, no, why don't you stay and help us out? And
so I just don't know how at this point you send Nora back, because I think she's now so ingrained into everything.
But how weird would
something's going to have to happen for her to go back.
How weird would that be, though? Because, having kids, it's like you enjoy it, like everything from baby all the way to now, and it's like you're getting this, like, 20-something right away without enjoying or knowing or remembering any of the little baby moments leading up to...
Absolutely.
So it's kind of weird.
I think that's why something tragic is going to have to happen.
Yeah. To send her back.
That she has to go back.
Yeah.
To wherever she came from, whatever her future is, she's going to have to go back to save that.
But hopefully she'll have gotten closer with Iris to be able to be like, Mom, we got to do this better next time. Like, maybe that'll be that touchy-feely thing.
I just think it'd be funny if one night Barry's like, hey, Iris, let's go have a romantic evening and have a romantic dinner and just spend the evening alone. And she's just like, no, I think I'd rather go hang out with Nora tonight. And then all of a sudden, Nora just, she's gone. She has a Back to the Future moment. Totally erasing the evening that she was conceived. What were you going to say?
She goes back, she's like, oh wait, never mind.
Oh yeah, that's too late. New Gotham teaser is on YouTube. Well then, Thomas, we will be taking a look at that for sure and probably doing a video of it. Okay, so let's see. So Caleb, we're going to get to something of yours, but I want to touch on something Thomas said, because Thomas was on our last video and then we got cut off right as we were about to say it. But I agree with you, Caleb. They need to immortalize Stan Lee somehow. Yeah. Whether that's making him a character. I mean, he is kind of a character as the Watcher in the Marvel comics in the MCU.
Yeah. We saw that in Guardians 2,
Mhm.
was it?
Yeah, I think it was Guardians 2.
Yeah.
That they officially said that he was the
cameo.
Watcher.
Yeah, I think it was that cameo of Guardians 2.
Yeah. So, and that's why he's in all of the MCU movies and abroad. Pretty much right now.
Because he's in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yeah. So let's jump ship though for just a second, and talk about Titans. Because Thomas Dang found us again, and I'm glad he did.
Because I've been
Benjamin, what's up? What's up, man? Glad to have you with us. So Thomas, yes. So Tiffany and we were behind what, like 3 episodes?
Yep.
I
still am because of Arrow.
Well, we didn't watch them because of my surgery, and then we kept getting behind, so it was like 4 episodes that we had to catch up on.
Well, and see, there's something else about. Okay, so we're going to talk about Titans for a minute. You don't really like Titans? That's fine. That's fine. We can talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. But I will say this. One of the reasons why we were behind Titans is not because we just didn't want to watch the show or because we didn't like the first episode. We watched the first episode.
I liked it.
My problem is with the DC streaming service. I have a smart TV, okay? And
dumb TV.
I bought a smart TV specifically for things like this so that I could watch things like this. And when the DC streaming service came out, I was super excited about being able to watch that and be able to go back and watch all that content. Yeah, I own a lot of it on DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. But to be able to just have it right there at my disposal, and then the new shows that were coming out, I was super excited about it.
Especially with Young Justice.
Yeah,
The new one coming
yeah.
out.
And so we started watching it. We Tiffany and I, we watched some things together, just her and I. I was able to cast it from my phone to my TV, no problem. That was the first 2 days. After that, it will not work. It will not cast from my phone to my TV, which ticks me off. We paid for the 1 year in advance to get the 3 months free, and now we can't sit down with our family and just
in the living room
and watch it with everybody.
Yes, it is out.
The only reason we're able to do it is because Isaac, thank God for Isaac,
has his own Apple TV.
He's got an Apple
that's the only
TV.
way we're able to watch it.
And so he can download an app on his Apple TV, which we're able to do that. But Isaac is not always here. And when Isaac is not here, he goes away for the weekend sometimes to his dad. When he's not here and he takes his Apple TV with him, guess what? We can't watch
DC.
We can't watch DC but on our phone or my laptop. And that's not what I wanted to do.
Not cool.
And I have gone round and round with DC's tech department, and they're just like, well, it's a known issue.
Then fix it.
Here's my thing about that. This is something from a multi-billion-dollar corporation, right? A multi-billion-dollar company like Warner Brothers, and you put out something that has an issue where I can't cast it to my TV, where I just downloaded this app called Tubi or something, Tubi, and it's got like movies on there and old shows because I've been watching the entire series of the old cartoon of G.I. Joe, and paid nothing for the app, nothing, and it streams just fine to my TV, no issues, no problems. It's not my TV, it's the DC streaming universe. So we got behind by 3 episodes, and so Saturday, Tiff and I, fortunately, Isaac left his Apple TV here this last weekend.
And we had no kids, so we decided we were gonna binge and catch up.
So
on
we watched it, and I liked it. Oh my goodness, I loved all 3 episodes.
Yes.
In fact,
Tasty.
by the time we got to what the next episode is with Jason Todd,
we were excited. And then it said it's not available for 5 days, and then
it looked like it was available. But man, I just gotta say the show is good. Caleb says I'm neutral towards the service. I like the whole fan-centric application. Has a wiki, a forum, etc. But I feel like it should have been an add-on or section of the upcoming WB streaming service. You're probably right about that.
probably would have had a better chance.
Yeah, so it's just frustrating. It really is frustrating that you have this multi-billion-dollar company, like I said, and they can't seem to make something that just works like that. So I have not read any of the comics Thank you, Arturo. Appreciate that. I haven't read any of the comics on there. I know, Isaac, you've had the opportunity to read some of the comics, right?
Yeah.
How is that experience for you?
I like it because, well, first you have to download the comic, so that way you can read it online or offline.
Which is a good idea.
Yeah, and there's 2 different features that you can do where you can either zoom in and it takes you square by square for reading the comic, or you can just read it as a page. Yeah, and then when you finish a comic, it suggests you other comics, like, hey, since you read this one, maybe don't read the next one, or...
very cool.
Or since you read this one, maybe like this one, and this one.
See, I noticed going through, there was because there were some, series that I was looking for, hoping that might be on there, and they're just not on there yet. So, I mean, it's still a little young, and content-wise, I can understand, okay? Lack of content, I can understand. But neither DC nor Warner Brothers should have rolled this thing out.
Until the TV thing was figured out.
Until you knew that it was going to work on people's TVs. People don't want to gather around their phone to watch this stuff. I mean, yeah, we do, but you know what I mean? You guys know what I mean. I'm really intrigued by the whole TV experience for comics, and does panel by panel, and I think there are plans to add music and voiceover, and I think, that'd be great. That's all really cool. I think that it's a great concept. Like I said, just the rollout of it, I wish that they would have waited a little while if they knew that this was an issue with people's TVs. And apparently it's not just TVs. It's like different devices that it just doesn't work with.
It seems like it's Chromecast is what's having a problem with.
Yeah, it's like Chromecast that like devices they're saying that have Chromecast built in, apparently are having the issues.
Because with AirPlay, it's not having a problem.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it sucks for those of us who, like, we went out and bought appliances, electronics.
For times such as this.
For something like this to really enjoy it, and we can't. But Titans, you brought up a good point about Doom Patrol.
Yes.
I thought that was a great backdoor kind of pilot for Doom Patrol, didn't you?
Yes.
Because honestly, and if you guys have been around here, you guys know what a huge DC fan I am, and I have a pretty good, pretty solid DC background and everything. But I didn't know that much really about Doom Patrol, and wasn't really excited about Doom Patrol that much until seeing them on Titans.
I agree with him. He said they should have waited till the new year, it would have been enough time to work the bugs out, just like they do for the phones.
Yeah, and I do agree also that they should drop the whole show at once.
Just like Netflix.
Because now this is
People
really...
are in a world where they want to binge things and get them now.
I just read an article literally yesterday that talked about how most people nowadays want to binge watch shows.
That's how we watch Stranger Things.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
With Arrow catching up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's like, I get it. They want to make it stretch. They want to stretch it out, make it work or whatever. But here's the thing. We're all looking forward to the animated Harley Quinn show. Yep. It's not coming on till the end of next year, because they're doing one of these shows at a time. That's just too much. I'm sorry.
You're going to lose people by doing it that way.
You're going to frustrate people, and you come across as being cheap, like you're trying to get every little bit that you can, and make it stretch and whatever,
Like we have this coming out, but not until next year.
Yeah. Releasing in January would have been only about 4 to 5 months, so people would have had time to binge Titans and all the other shows they already have, and then do the week-to-week thing on 3 or 4 shows at once. See, that I think would have been a fine thing. If you release a few shows that we can do week to week, that's fine, but give us a couple of those shows that we want to see that we could binge all at the same time. Somebody says hi, but I don't see your name. You're just some underscores. Maybe that's your name. If that's your name, well, hello, underscore. And see, I didn't see what Arturo said there. He said, if I worked for CW, I would have made a series in either an anniversary or a celebration. Apparently it is underscore. Well, welcome. We are glad to have you with us tonight. This always kind of ends up what it ends up being. We talk about the Flash and about how much we liked it or not. So let's do this before we move on, because it looks like we're transitioning into talking about other things. Tiffany, what would you say? What would you give it? 1 to 5, 5 being the best. What would you give this episode of The Flash tonight?
I would give this one a 5 actually, because I think it had a little bit of everything. It got you frustrated with, Nora and Iris, but then it got you in the feels with Cisco and Caitlin, and I loved, Cecile laying the smack down, and Barry, hearing, around the corner when they did make up, and so I think it just had a little bit of everything, and I loved it, and I give this episode a 5.
Yeah. How about you, Isaac?
Same thing. I feel like
It was very creepy.
I feel like this season so far has been a really good season. Just like from episode to episode.
Yeah.
And definitely seems different than the other seasons, which I kind of like.
Yeah. I definitely give this episode a 5 as well, and I agree with you, Isaac. This season has been a kick butt season so far. This season reminds me, because last season was just seemed drawn out and old.
Last season was like one of those seasons where you have to watch it all at once.
Yeah, that would have been a good binging season.
There you go.
Cause that's what I did this summer. I just basically rewatched the past few seasons.
Okay.
And that's how it seemed like it was better watching it all at once than week by week.
Yeah.
Arturo said, is there a chance that there could be a Suicide Squad series?
I could see probably maybe an animated series.
Yeah.
I doubt that they would make a live action series, as they are trying to get this up and going with James Gunn.
Yeah.
But there's talk about that the James Gunn thing may end up being a reboot.
Yeah.
Who knows? But as long as they're trying to make live action movies, we won't get a live action Suicide Squad.
For CW, Argus kind of has their own Suicide Squad that they're calling it.
Okay.
And that's the closest that we're getting right now to like an actual Suicide Squad.
Gotcha. So let's see. __ says the villain was very creepy tonight. Yes. Very creepy.
Every time that guy was on the screen, I was just like,
It was, it was creepy in so many ways, and it just had it was scary. Right?
Yeah.
It just
it was the
like
mask.
I'm concerned I'm gonna go to bed tonight and see that.
Upside down walking, don't do that while I'm
If
sleeping.
he was making cicada noises, that would have been even worse.
Yeah.
All right.
It's because he had no bones.
He had no bones. Let's see. Arturo says they gave it a 10. I love the Flash no matter what.
Exactly.
Thomas says I give it an 8.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, well, __ I don't know what else to call you at this point, so I'm just going to call you _. You know what? That's what we try to do around here. This is the Poindexter Lounge. That's what it is. We started this channel because we wanted to meet other people who love the same things that we love, like TV shows and movies and games and superheroes and things like Star Wars and toys and everything else, man, that we could think of. That's all things nerd.
Roulette.
Yes.
That's what we are.
And so we just wanted to meet other people who like the same stuff that we like. And so that's why we do this. And that's why we love talking to people like you, because and all of you who join us. And that's why we do things like tonight, where we watch The Flash live with you guys, and we're going to keep doing that.
Because it was requested.
Yes, because in one of these chats that we do weekly, people wanted to know about it and wanted to watch it with us. And so okay, so let's see. Let's go. I want to make sure that I hit everything here. Caleb says, and like Harley Quinn, Young Justice, and Stargirl would work well in a week-to-week format, given the animated shows would be villain of the week with an overarching story. Yes, that's a great point. And Stargirl is said to be a procedural show in the vein of more broadcast and cable TV. Yep. And let's see. So he was a doll that was affected by dark matter? No, Arturo. He was a guy that was crushed.
Yeah.
He, the villain tonight, Ragdoll.
And the way that he healed is kind of what gave him his powers.
Yeah, he just looked like he was...
he was very bendy.
Very bendy.
Because of the dark matter from the satellite. A piece of the satellite hit him, crushed him.
So not only was he very bendy and like upside down walking and like weird like in that aspect, he could also flatten himself out and everything. So he was kind of like Dibney in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creepy Dibney.
Creepy Dibney.
Yeah.
Creepney.
So both Caleb and Thomas bring up a little bit. Well, hold on. We got a new person, Olga. It's not
On the CW.
It's not on the CW app. I know. Yeah. Well, they need to do a better job of some of that to be able to get episodes out. I know that's one of the number one things that we get asked on a weekly basis here on the channel as we watch The Flash and do these Flash reviews is where can I watch The Flash? Unfortunately, most of the time, people have to go to third-party things and, and you never know what you're going to get when you start looking at some of that stuff. So... the rumored Batgirl show on the network should be interesting. Yep. But I personally, Thomas, as far as Ruby Rose as Batwoman, she looks the part.
Yeah.
She's a great actress. Mm-hmm. I've enjoyed her. I say great actress, but the things that she's been in, she's done a good job in. Okay, I liked her in Meg. Mm-hmm. Did you like her in Meg?
Yep.
I liked her in Meg. What else has she been in? She's been in. She's been in. They were mentioning it earlier. The Keanu Reeves movie, John Wick.
Yes.
Yep. So she's been in John Wick. I think that.
She got the chops.
Yeah, she's like Caleb just said. She's very much an action star, so I think she'll do well. I think so too. I think she's got the chops to take on a weekly TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If that's where they end up going with it, and I hope they do. I really hope they do. Tiffany, are you excited about a Batwoman?
Yes.
Show?
Yes, as much as I love the Flash and Gotham and Supergirl and everything, it's like Supergirl takes their liberties where they can. I'm just looking forward to kind of having, just meat and potatoes kind of thing. I love that. So I think
it's kick butt woman.
Yes, more than just Supergirl going, I'm here to save the day and I'm here to help everybody. And this one is more dark and rooted. So I think it's going to be kind of cool. And plus, it's a female. So
Tiffany likes the superhero girls. Let's see what else we got going on here. This is my second favorite news channel. Well, thank you, Arturo. Who's your first favorite? Yes. That's what I want to know. Because I want to know where your first favorite falls into our favorites.
But we love the second spot. That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll take number 2 because there's lots of great channels out there. So if we're your number 2, we will take that. And hey, we're more
awesome is what he said.
Emergency awesome. Hey.
Yes.
I'll give you that. Emergency awesome is pretty cool. And you know what? And he's pretty personable as well. I'll give him that.
And very knowledgeable.
And very knowledgeable. That is one thing I will give that guy. He there's just a lot of these there's a lot of these shows. Even like the big ones like Collider and Nerdist and stuff. There's a lot of people who are smart. They know the characters, and then there's just people that you just know that they grab some intern. I'll be honest with you, John Campea. For those of you, he doesn't. Yeah, you're right. Emergency Awesome does not clickbait most of the time. Pagey channel is better. Pagey is good too, but Pagey sometimes gets off on things that aren't. I try to stick with stuff that I actually hear is confirmed. We can speculate about stuff. I think there's there's a lot of channels, and everybody's got whoops. Everybody's got a different type of style and stuff, and that's fine. But I try to stick with stuff that's confirmed, unless we're talking about it and we're just fanboying out, right? Yeah. So my thing is I can like it all. What kind of bothers me sometimes is okay, so you got somebody like John Campea, and honestly, John Campea got me into kind of this whole vein of watching people who do reviews and talk about shows and things like that. And I kind of got into that whole thing leading up to The Force Awakens.
Yep.
Right? And we used to watch Jedi Council and everything, and that was something that we just religiously got into. How long did we watch all the Collider stuff?
Well, we also had an hour drive, so we had to find things to watch.
Yeah, we used to have a commute for about an hour that we all got together, and we all had to drive in the car, and so we'd watch Collider nonstop. And I still like John Campea, and John Campea and I agree on a lot of stuff, like Man of Steel and a lot of DC properties. But then, like, I don't know if you guys watch him right now, but like he went and hired a, well, thank you _ for subscribing. We appreciate you. He just went and like hired this girl who's fine. She's great as a spokesperson, I guess. But like you could tell, like she doesn't really know a lot about this nerd stuff that we talk about, right? And so that's why I appreciate people like Emergency Awesome and Pagey and some of these other sites that, hey, as they hear stuff, they put stuff out there, and you know, but you could tell that they know about this stuff, and I can appreciate that, because I know for me, especially as someone who knows a lot about DC, you know, yeah, as far as that, then I want to know that the people that I'm watching aren't just wasting my time, because there are a couple of people, and I won't name any names, etc. Who are just full of speculation, and they never cite where they get any of their information, and they talk about everything like it's fact, and most of it's Star Wars information, and then the movies come out and like nothing that's been said is even in there, and that frustrates me. Even though I watch them all the time, I don't know why, but my sons say, why do you watch these guys all the time? Because you know, I'm looking for something to do. Let's see. I know this is DC, but since we're talking streaming shows, I hope to God Daredevil doesn't get canceled. Yeah. You know what? I'm sorry to say, but I think in the end, probably all the Netflix stuff is going to get canceled because Disney Plus is coming out. Yeah. And I think Disney is either going to try to regroup them, because I mean, there's talk now. All right, _ thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. Thanks for subscribing. But yeah, I think eventually you're probably going to see all the Netflix shows go that way. It just is what it is. I don't know what else to say about that. Let's see. We'll take a couple more here. Caleb says, the only people I follow for geek news are Hello Greedo. Yes.
Yes, that's another good one.
Hello Greedo. I wish he put out more videos. You know, I can respect him. I don't always agree with Hello Greedo on some of the things that he feels about, you know, various Star Wars movies and properties or whatever. But I respect the man, even though I've never seen his face that I know of. But I dig him, man, and that's cool. You know, that we're all kind of in the same community, that we all kind of watch the same people, and you know, and then we can come together like on a forum like this. Yeah, so we could talk a little bit about that as kind of our last thing. Talk about some MCU stuff, some Marvel stuff. In memory of Stan Lee, we'll talk about some Marvel stuff. So yeah, DC Plus is coming out, and they're really hitting it hard. And I'm telling you right now, with the problems that I had with the DC streaming service, I'm really interested to see how Disney works this out, because the DC platform is going to be completely different. They're doing it like I think somebody was mentioning earlier that Warner Brothers probably should have done, where come out with the Warner Brothers platform and then do all these other things and have DC be under that umbrella and be a part of that, because Disney is actually coming out with their streaming service, which is going to be one thing, but it's going to have all these subsets. So there's going to be Star Wars, and there's going to be Disney, like, you know, proper, you know, like Disney, you know, cartoons and stuff. And then there's going to be like Disney live action, and then there's going to be there's going to be Marvel and Star Wars. And I think that's a great idea, you know, so that you have these channels within your channel.
It's Disneyception.
But that being said, and I did a video about that earlier this week. I'm sorry, Arturo. I see this one. I see this message, man. That one didn't get erased. But so, you know, I did a video about this week. So we're getting 2 live action Star Wars TV shows. We're getting Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian, which I want to give the benefit of the doubt to. It's set after Return of the Jedi. It'd have been nice to be a Boba Fett thing for me. I'm just a big Boba Fett fan. What can I say? But hey, this should be interesting for the Mandalorian. But then also, it was announced this week that we are getting a Cassian Andor prequel to Rogue One. Now, Tiff, you weren't really thrilled with Rogue One. So how does that make you feel that one of these shows is a prequel to the prequel of the shows?
It's one of those things that it's Star Wars, so I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna watch it. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. Maybe they can reel me back in by explaining more of what happened before the movie and stuff like that. So I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna see what it's about, and who knows, I might like it, and maybe that'll give me a better respect for Rogue One and the things that I didn't necessarily like. It's not that I didn't completely like it, but I watched it twice and fell asleep both times, which I have not done. So it's one of those things that it's.
Well, that's it. That settles it. As soon as this is done, we're watching Rogue One. But I like the idea that we're getting 2 live action Star Wars shows. But also, as someone mentioned, the whole MCU thing. So we're getting a show for both Scarlet Rich. That's Richie Rich's sister, Scarlet Rich. For those of you who didn't know, no. So we're getting Scarlet Witch with the Vision. We're getting also Bucky and Falcon.
I heard about that one.
We're getting a Loki.
Yeah, I heard that one too.
Show. And the great thing is that this is all going to star the people from the movies.
Which is awesome.
I mean, you got to be Disney to land that, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, who else do you know, Tiffany? Who else do you think could possibly pull something like that off? Stanley. I mean, seriously, it would take Disney to be able to pull that off.
It's their Disney magic.
Yeah. So
we're gonna put more shows on there for you. Haha.
I think it's a brilliant move. I really do. And like Caleb mentioned, I hope they. It was more awesome than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, man. We liked it.
We did, but we trailed off at the end, so.
Yeah, we really liked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at first, but then it just I don't know. It just What do you think the downfall of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was for you?
They tripped up on the story. It's like it was cool that they were connecting him to the movies, I thought that was brilliant. But then it was just like they couldn't. It's like they couldn't come up with enough stories to keep us interested. It's like they got so far, and then all of a sudden they just.
Caleb strongly disagrees. Yeah, I love it. What? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got better with every season. I don't know. They lost us probably about the Inhumans time. I've heard that it's gotten better, that it's come back, and maybe it has. But during that whole Inhumans angle, I don't know. That was when it lost me. Wasn't it with you?
Plus, I think the other problem was there were so many shows at the time that was out that we had to kind of pick and choose what was filling our DVR because we were getting filled up so quickly, and we could only watch so many shows, and we weren't binging shows at the time. We were just trying to watch them, delete them, keep continuing, and I think it just kind of was, okay, do I want to watch this or do I want to watch this? And this wasn't exciting enough at the time, so we ended up dropping it.
Yeah, I know that Ghost Rider was on there, and I heard about the time travel thing. Like I said, like Tiffany just said.
We may just have to go back and rewatch it and just see, pick up where we left off.
Before we knew it, we had to make a decision, though, because we had 18 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and, on the DVR, and we just couldn't get it to it. Now, Caleb did mention also on there about that Disney is... That's all right, Arturo. We're getting ready to go too, so you're not gonna miss much.
Yeah, because I gotta sleep.
That's all right. But it was. You have a good night, man. But it was mentioned about how Disney is, they own half of Hulu, and so they're talking about all the mature stuff and all the R-rated stuff is going to end up on Hulu. But there's talk that they'll actually buy out the rest of Hulu. Because the other people who own an interest in Hulu, which is what, NBC, and I can't remember, is it Fox? I don't think it'd be Fox because Disney's buying Fox.
Yeah.
So I think it's somebody else. But I know NBC has a stake in it. But they're talking about that they'd sell it and then the whole thing would just get branded as Disney Plus. So so who knows? Runaways is on Hulu.
Very true, Arturo. I have to keep a nightlight on or something.
Yes, we'll have a nightlight on tonight. NBC, Universal, and Paramount. Thank you very much, Caleb. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I could see that happening. I really could see that happening because that's just the way Disney is.
Put some Mickey ears on Hulu.
When Disney wants something, Disney gets it. And so, you know, I think that's probably where we'll see that go. Good night, Arturo. All right, guys. Well, hey, I think that's about it for us too. Thank you for joining us. This has kind of been a backdoor pilot into a new show called that we're thinking about doing here called Talk Nerdy to Me, where we won't even come up with the idea of we'll talk about the Flash.
It'll become a nerd roulette where you talk about everything and anything.
Or it'll just be this. We'll still do our Flash shows every week, and of course we'll be watching the Flash with you each and every week. So join us next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We love having you guys with us. If there's any of you guys watching out there that have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel because we are almost at 5,000 subscribers. We got the drive for 5. All right, and so let's see. I think the rebrand is best. Maybe they could spin off Hulu. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. So, but yeah, hey, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, hit subscribe, hit that notifications bell because this is the Poindexter Lounge. And what is the Poindexter Lounge?
A place for nerds.
That's right. It's a place for nerds. It's a place for you and a place for me. So thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Hey, mom's president.
Thank you.
You were kind of quiet tonight, but thank you for sitting back and watching. We appreciate you, all right?
Hope you enjoyed.
We want to hear your opinion as well. All right, guys. Until next time, look for more videos throughout the week and look for we have an original program that will give you a little hint, all right? That for all of you who stuck around, it's called PLW, which is Poindexter.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks so much, Caleb. Poindexter Lounge Wrestling. I am if you guys have stuck around the channel at all, you'll see that I have a big toy collection. And so we're doing this thing that's kind of like, it's like a wrestling show, but with action figures and different toys from all different shows and genres. And I mean, just mixing it all up from different cartoons and everything.
Got announcers, got everything.
I got announcers. I mean, we got the whole 9 yards, doing it a little bit kind of Robot Chicken style, but just with a lot of fun. So look for that coming real soon here on the channel, all right? Until next time, my name is Enosh, a.k.a. Enosh Fett. What am I getting myself into? Oh,
you'll like it.
Yes. Along with the lovely
Tiftastic.
And of course,
Isaac Mon Kenobi.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.